Welcome to the Live Fit Listens podcast, a safe space of growth, personal development, and overall wellness with your host, Olivia Catania. Diving into the realms of all things health, conscious living, mental expansion, and much more, this podcast is designed to help you evolve into your best self and live fit. Let's get into the show. All right, you guys, welcome back to Live Fit Listens, episode numero dos. This is still feels so new. I'm like getting used to this, but it's exciting. I feel like the camera today is a little bit up close and personal today. Not like crazy, but like, I don't know. I'm just feeling like it's close. But anyways, friendly reminder, this is also posted on my YouTube channel. If you would like to see the visual, if you would like to see the web show vibe, just head on over to Live Fit on YouTube. For today's episode, I had some other things planned. Of course, like since creating this whole podcast, I of course went through like a whole entire, just the past few weeks, I've been brainstorming like crazy, like having all these ideas of what I want to speak about on here. And I kind of had like a rough plan for what I wanted to do for this second episode. But I was looking through like my whole list of that I had, and I saw one on the list and I was like, nope, I'm resonating with that one today. That's what I want to talk about. And I feel like it ties in pretty well because I kind of had left you with it last episode, like the first episode with the affirmation and stuff. So I feel like it's going to be really great. But before we get into it, like I said, I want to start each episode with stating one thing that I'm really resonating with, like what I feel truly, really grateful for today, to get us all in like the gratitude mindset. You know what I'm saying? Today, this has actually hit me. I woke up this morning and I slept like, you know, those nights of sleep where you just sleep like an actual rock in like, I don't even know, the most relaxed, like I was gonna say like a rock next to the ocean, but I was like, are there rocks next to the ocean? But like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like I woke up and was like, wow, I actually went to a different dimension. Like I went to the cosmos last night. And now I woke up Earthside again, like so renewed and rejuvenated. You know what I'm saying? That was me that was my quality of sleep last night. And that was my viewpoint this morning. That was like one of the first things I thought of when I was like, wow, I'm so thankful. So what I'm grateful for today is a restful night of sleep. Is like the main thing that's really hitting me. I'm also already really loving this because I feel like I of course love YouTube. Don't get me wrong. Like I love YouTube, and it's such a different outlet of creativity for me. But part of it is like making things, you know, very snippy and quick and to keep your attention, all that sort of stuff. Which I do love that because like I said, it's like a portion of like me expressing my creativity. But I also love having this space where I can just kind of chat. You know what I'm saying? I can just freaking talk. And yeah, it's pretty nice. So I like it. Okay, so I really just wanted to get into this episode of what it means to step into your power, because if you adamantly follow me on Instagram, I use this phrase quite often, especially with like the affirmations that I post on there. It's like one of my go-to affirmations to step into your power. So I just wanted to preface and just kind of really dive into like what it really means to me when I say step into your freaking power, because it's one of the most empowering statements that comes out of my mouth for me. Like I feel so just empowered and energized when I say that. And I literally struggle to say step into your power without, if you're watching on camera, without doing this, with like out opening up my chest cavity and like literally visualizing myself stepping into a higher energy and just like my strength. So it just does so much for me. And I know I'm going to be saying it to you guys, I should say, a lot throughout this podcast. So I thought we could just like start with the basics. So basically when I say step into your power, it's essentially like stepping into like the driver's seat of your own life. Like we give up our power in so many different ways, in so many different scenarios, like to people, to situations, to occurrences, to a lot of things that we actually can't even control. And it leaves us feeling in this like victim mindset is what I find like in life. You know what I mean? So like, for example, if you're like in a shitty situation where something really frustrating happens to you, where like you can't necessarily control it either, or maybe you might even be able to control it. But regardless, if a shitty situation happens to you, what does the classic average human being do? They complain. They say, damn, this sucks. Like, why me? This is so frustrating, and complain and fall victim to it and say, why is this happening to me? And when you get in that position, that's like a prime example of you giving up your power. That's you submissing to the situation. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like when you let these people affect your mood, affect your internal state, affect your opinions, affect your mindset, etc., that's you giving your power away to these people because you're giving them the leverage to control you, to control your internal state, to control your mindset, to control your feelings, to control, your viewpoint, etc. Like that's just exactly what it is. It's like you're giving that up to them. You're putting that in their own hands, essentially giving up the control of who you are in your life. And you're saying, here, you know what? You can tell me how to feel. You can tell me what to think. You could tell me how to respond to the situation. That's all giving up your power. So when I say stepping into your power, that's you reclaiming your power. That's you taking charge in your life. That's you stepping into the driver's seat of your life. That's you deciding how you want to feel, think, act, etc. It's owning who you are. It's using discernment. It's being assertive and unapologetic in your word. It's creating your own reality. It's knowing that you are in control with the way you feel. So like, let's just say, for example, like if you like shared like a dream you had or something you want to do, and someone essentially like came at you and was like, no, that's stupid. That's not going to happen. Like, good luck with that. If you accepted that viewpoint and was like, well, shit, yeah, they're probably right. That's you giving your power away to that person because you're letting them control how you feel. When, on the contrary, if you were to step into your power, someone who is in their power would say, thank you for your opinion. I appreciate you expressing your authentic truth. Honestly, usually it's probably not their authentic truth. If they're projecting negativity, they're just projecting their own issues onto you. So it's like, whatever. But regardless, episode for a different day. But anyway, say, thank you. I appreciate your opinion, but I'm going to choose not to accept that viewpoint to pollute my headspace. And I'm going to decide how I want to feel. I'm going to decide what my viewpoint is on the situation. I'm going to decide my actions moving forward. Does this make sense? So like kind of in a lot of ways, stepping into your power is fighting. It's empowerment. It's strength. It's not backing down in the face of like hardship or fear. It's you saying, I don't really care. I literally don't care what my external reality is telling me, whether that's in the form of a person, a crappy event, or a situation. I'm the one deciding. No matter what it is, I'm going to create the reality that I want from the viewpoint of setting my mindset to be creating the reality that I want to be living. Another example, because I feel like it's kind of hard to fully explain it verbally as opposed to like, I'm an example gal, all throughout high school and college, like I needed an example, kind of a hands-on visual learner type situation. But so like same thing, for example, relating it back to like a scenario for me, something else I can think of right now is like when I'm, doing brand deals with different companies or things like that, when I'm trying to negotiate deals and they come to me saying X amount, whatever, what they think this value is worth, whatever this contract is. And I feel like I am worth something different, or I feel, that there should be a different, intention or outcome of this contract, of this partnership. An example of me stepping into my power is saying, actually, no, I'm not going to just accept this offer because I think that this is the only thing that's going to come this way. And this is what they're telling me that I'm valued at. So I need to listen to them and submit to them and accept their offer. No. Me being in my power is saying, not in a cocky way, not in a greedy way, not in a ungrateful way. It's nothing like that. It's just simply it's like knowing the truth. It's like, this is my authentic truth. This is how I value myself. This is how I see myself, out of self-love and self-respect and self-worth. And therefore, I'm not going to submit to what you label me as. I'm going to step into what I truly believe I'm worth and how deserving I am, and I'm going to step into that power and actually stand up for myself and say, no, this is me, this is who I am, this is my value, and I'm proud to share it, express it, and fight for it. So take that example with what you will, but stepping into your power can be translated in so many different scenarios in life. That's why it's kind of almost hard for me to explain right now, because it can be in the workplace, it can be in a relationship if someone's demeaning you, it can be in fighting for a belief, in self-belief. If you have a dream that you're fighting for and people that you know are telling you that's stupid or that you can't do it, or you know what I mean? Another big thing for me is I struggled with self-doubt constantly with this page. Are you kidding me? With Live Fit, like I said last episode, I've been doing this for 5 years and I just am starting to pick up traction, again, for other reasons that I believe, but also because I struggled with self-doubt. I didn't think that I was worthy. I didn't think that I deserved it. I didn't think that I was good enough. I had imposter syndrome, all this stuff, when it's not even like about that. It's nothing that's making me special as to why I'm here speaking with you guys right now. Anybody could do this if they wanted to do it. And of course, hopefully if they had a passion for it. But the difference is that I finally, like, what got me from, a year ago when no one would be listening to me to now when I do have people who actually are caring about what I have to say and I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel understood, is that I decided to step into my power. I said, you know what? I can do this because I'm saying I could do it. And it's really that freaking simple. Like, honestly, concisely, that's what stepping into your power is like knowing that you have full control of your life, of your reality, of the way you feel, of the way you think, simply because you're the one saying so. That's all it is. And I'm telling you, that's why I strongly feel that, like, in my heart space as to why I'm able to be here today. And I finally am, like, able to connect with so many brilliant human beings through social media now, is because I stepped into my power and I said, actually, I'm not going to accept no for an answer. I know what I deserve. I know what I'm worth. I know how much I care about this. I know how much I'm passionate about this, and I deserve a seat at the table, and I deserve to speak my truth. Not because I'm cocky, not because I feel like I'm special than anyone else, simply because I have a pulse. I'm a human being and I know that I care about this and I deserve to be here. Same thing with anything. Like, anything you want in life, you deserve to have simply because you have a pulse and you're a human being. And that's something that's like a foundational thing that I want you guys to take with you throughout this, just for take away from this episode. Like I'm saying, like, this can be translated to so many different things. Like, another example I'm hearing is also because I know, like, so many, like, of the women that follow me or anybody who, are obviously most likely into the fitness space as well as I am. So some people, like, ask me, like, how do you feel confident filming in the gym? Like, that sort of thing. That's another example where I say, step into your power. I know that I deserve to take up space. I have the right to be doing what I want to be doing and what I love to be doing, just like everybody else, because we're human beings, right? Our time on earth is to enjoy and to pursue what we feel called to pursue. And that's just another example of, like, how do I feel confident filming in the gym? Is because I'm stepping into my power and saying, this is what I want, and I know that I deserve it because I'm a human. And I'm not going to let someone else's hypothetical thought affect my tangible course of action when their thought is something that's, like, it's a hypothetical. We don't even know if they're actually thinking it, and it has genuinely no effect over us unless we're the one that submisses to it. And that's exactly what I mean. If you're nervous about someone else judging you, that's you submissing to the thought that's in their head. You're valuing their opinion of you more than your opinion of you and what you're doing, and you're valuing their opinion of you, again, more than you're valuing your passions, what you want to pursue. You're putting them over you. You're submissing to them. And again, I'm not trying to make this a hierarchy thing. I'm just saying, like, I feel just like if everyone, I just feel super strongly about this. I'm going to do another episode on this as well, but, like, you need to value yourself. It is at the end of the day. And again, not in a conceited, selfish way. It's just in the fact of, like, if everybody did this, I feel like this would help everyone tenfold feel more confident and comfortable in themselves and, like, genuinely happy because they're genuinely doing what they feel that they want to do, instead of constantly being worried about other people's opinions or upsetting other people, etc., when we should all just be doing what we genuinely feel called to be doing. And if everybody was doing that, and if everyone understood that, I feel like so many people would be taken less offense and etc., and all those whole 9 yards, because they're like, oh, well, they're doing what they're genuinely wanting to be doing, just like I'm doing what I genuinely want to be doing. There's going to be a whole other episode on that because I could speak about that for a while too. But the biggest thing is, like, you would be submissing to their hypothetical judgment in your head, where, again, like I'm saying, how stepping into your power is like a form of fighting. It's empowerment. It's strength. It's not backing down. That's exactly what I mean. It's like you not shying away because you're being scared of someone's hypothetical judgment. No, step into your power and say, you know what? I'm going to fight for what I'm passionate about. I'm going to fight and be empowered to do what I feel right, called to do, because I'm a strong human, woman, man, whatever you identify as. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to step into that and just have strength and be discerning in who you are and own who you are and be unapologetic about who you are. Like, that's stepping into your power, and that's going to reflect in your course of actions, your thoughts, your words, etc. So, and the beauty of all of this is that, like, the best things happen when you are in your power. That's when you know your worth. And then when you're on that, like, stepping into your power, like, inevitably it raises your vibration. It raises your energetic frequency. You vibe higher, and that's when you're just going to attract higher frequency offers, people, opportunities, events. You're just going to be sitting at the higher frequency. And another beautiful thing when you step into your power is you are inevitably coming more into alignment with your authentic self, which, again, is such a powerful place to be in. That's such a magnetic place to be in energetically when you step into that energy. And I think another side note, this also just coming into my head, but, like, when I can kind of visualize what it means to step into your power. It's like if you have us, like your little stick figure being and like this little orb of energy, like I literally visualize it as you stepping into that glowing ball of energy. And I picture it glowing because just like when you're in your power, I just picture someone who's just so unapologetic, so magnetic, so attractive, so discerning, so like we're a place where people look at that person as a point of respect, right? Not in a point of like you're in your power, so you're above all these people and they need to like listen to you. No, it's just a point of like, wow, like just unwavering respect for that person and admiration for who they are standing strong in their power. Does that make sense? So that's kind of how I visualize it when I say to myself, like, step into your power. I like picture myself almost like stepping on a little, like however you want to visualize it, a little like mini baby step or like pedestal, something like that, where you're stepping into this energy and you just start to glow. That's just like how I visualize it. And it's like kind of the same thing. And like when you're just, because when you're in your power and you're discerning about how you want to feel, think, act, like in the actions you want to pursue, it's inevitable that you're going to also be stepping into your authentic self. And so I guess that's kind of the conjunction of them, is in order to become your authentic self, you need to step into your power, because that's how you are going to sweep away and mitigate and take the power away from all these external judgments, opinions, fears. And those are the things that keep us from becoming our authentic selves, from tuning into our authentic selves, from coming back to our authentic selves. It's all of those judgments, those fears, all of those sort of things are what keeps us away from that. So when you step into your power, that's when you pull the plug from all those judgments, fears, thoughts from other people, etc. And it allows you to fearlessly step into your authentic self and be who you authentically are, do the things you genuinely want to do. And when you're in that space, you guys, I'm telling you, things just feel easy. Things just do. They genuinely feel easy. And this is something I also feel really passionate about, because it's just like, I truly feel like a huge reason why we're here on earth is to come back to our authentic selves. And I find that I genuinely think a lot of the unhappiness in many people as a whole, of course, is a very generalization statement, but is because they're not in alignment with their authentic selves. They're not acting through their authentic selves. And so there's a misalignment energetically. And then they feel disturbed, unfulfilled, at peace internally, because it's like this, it's just how, if anything was out of misalignment and wouldn't feel good on the inside of its function. And that's like how I feel in terms of like with the body and the mind and the authentic spirit. When they're not all into alignment, it creates this misalignment and friction and resistance and contrast within you. And I think that's what comes out as this just unfulfillment and unhappiness with a lot of people. And so when you're in this, so once you step into your power and you're in this very authentic space, like that's when you seamlessly are in this just higher lane of least resistance. Like that is the path of least resistance, and things are going to come to you naturally that are meant for you, because you're finally in tune with who you truly are at like the soul level and knowing like what you deserve. And when you're in that place where you're discerning and you're almost just like not accepting anything that's below that anymore, or you're not accepting anything that doesn't serve you anymore, or you're just not accepting anything that doesn't align with where you want to be and who you truly are, once you are just like, no, it's process of elimination, people. Then the only thing that you're letting in is stuff that is for you, stuff that is for your highest good, people, connections, opportunities, experiences, events, right? So that's why it's just like, I just feel like it's so powerful. And it's like, again, I think this is a work in progress for everyone. I don't want to come across that like I'm in it and like that's it. It's something I'm always working on and I'm constantly going to be refining throughout my whole life. But I will say, from my experience thus far of stepping into that and embodying that, so many amazing opportunities have come to me seamlessly and so effortlessly. And like literally, like I can't tell you enough, like that's literally why I'm able to be sitting here speaking to you guys and telling you this, is because that's just a perfect example. I finally stepped into my power and said, no, this is what I want to do, and I'm not accepting anything otherwise or below this or lower frequency. And this just, you know what I mean? It finally came into fruition for me once I stepped into my power, unplugged all of those judgments, fears, self-doubt by stopping submissing and giving my power away to those external factors. I finally was able to connect to my true authentic self and just attract all of the opportunities that are on that same level as my true, honest, authentic energy. And another quote that's coming in my head for some reason, I don't know why this is coming to my head, but the quote is, you teach people how to treat you by what you stop, what you allow, and what you reinforce. I don't know why this is going to my head right now, but it is. Mini background. When I went through my first ever breakup, I was 17 in high school. And that was honestly like my first mini like awakening to like having, emotional intelligence, knowing how to properly work through something hardship mentally. That was my first, I've had hardships growing up, like with my family for sure, but this was my first hardship that I was dealing with alone. Right? Like previously, like my siblings would always be involved, or like it was like a family struggle, family ordeal. But this was the first thing that like it was me alone, and no one knew the magnitude of the feelings that I had felt because no one was in my exact shoes. Sure, people could say like, "Oh yeah, I've been cheated on," etc. I mean, everyone would feel this way. Like everyone's situation is so uniquely to them, especially in a relationship scenario. I was again little 17-year-old me, but still weirdly mentally mature before that age, and I literally somehow was looking at like relationship like therapy counseling YouTube videos, and that came up. I don't know why, that's always kind of stuck with me, and I think it's coming through now because it's very true as well in this situation of stepping into your power. Like it's just using that discernment and being unapologetic with your word, being intentional with your word, and being assertive with your word. And that's kind of what that quote is saying. Like you teach people how to treat you by what you stop, what you allow, and what you reinforce. And I think that just speaks so beautifully on stepping into your power and taking charge. So I guess like above anything, like my main takeaway with this episode is like, I want you guys to know, like, you decide. You do. You decide how you feel. You decide your takeaway from a situation. You decide how you act. You decide your mindset. Not some external event. Not some person telling you you're not worthy, not some hypothetical judgment in someone's head. All of those things are you giving your power away to an external factor and letting them tell you how you should think, feel, act, etc. But you need to know you decide. If a shitty situation happens, you decide, step into your power, and you need to say, actually, I'm going to look at this as a takeaway, as a lesson, as what I'm learning. I'm going to step into my power and think of what can I do as a solution for this situation instead of dwelling on what has happened to me that's negative and just marinating in that negativity. I'm going to step into my power and say, how can I get out of this? How can I prove this? How can I better myself? How can I move forward? If someone is giving you a judgment, you decide if you accept that and change your course of action because of that. If you accept their judgment, fine. Your choice. You're just choosing to give your power away to that person. If you're in a business, if you're at work and someone puts you down, if someone says, no, you're not worthy of XYZ, step into your power and say, actually, no, I am. This is what I'm worth fighting for. And I'm not saying you can necessarily change everyone else's opinions, right? That's not your job. But you can step into your power and be the best that you can in the position that you're in. And inevitably, down the line, that will compound into you leveling up in your career as well. So I think that's all that I have. And on terms of that regard, I don't really want to beat a dead horse or be talking around in circles, but I hope you guys kind of understand the point I'm trying to get across with this, because I feel like it is such an empowering thing. And once you truly understand it and grasp it and it clicks, it's kind of like, wow, like I am unstoppable. Like I am that bitch, like I can do anything. I am the creator of my reality, whether that being changing just simply my mindset, my perspective on a situation gives you so much power, more power than any uncontrollable situation could ever have on you. If you have a certain specific perspective and mindset on the situation, that's when you have the most power in the situation, is when you control your mindset on the situation, not on what this external situation is itself. This episode kind of like gassed me up. Like I'm feeling a little bit more amped. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just so empowering. Like if you're feeling in the dumps, if you're feeling like, you know what? I feel like I'm such in a victim headspace right now. I don't even know what to do. Just tell yourself, I step into my power. That's all you need to think about. And then it's kind of like, oh wait, boom, just kidding. No one has any control over me. I'm deciding everything right now. I'm the one making myself be in this victim mentality because of my perspective on the situation. I'm stepping into my power, focusing on solutions, focusing on how I can get out of this, fighting for what I'm worth, fighting for my value, fighting for what I know is right, fighting for my passions. I decide how I think, feel, act. Boom. Anyways, all right. Now I'm getting carried away. But with all that being said, the affirmation that I want to leave you with, it's going to be similar to the last episode, but I can't help it because I just am resonating with stepping into my power right now, I guess. So the affirmation that I want you guys to be able to step into this week is I step into my power and am the creator of my reality. Okay? I step into my power and am the creator of my reality. Say that to yourself. Say it in the mirror. Say it when you're down in the dumps. Say it when you feel like you've lost hope. Say it when you feel like you have absolutely no control in a situation. Say it when you feel like you're completely in a victim headspace, and watch your headspace and perspective on the situation completely transform. So I love you guys so freaking much. I'm so grateful and excited and stoked to be here with you guys in this new space. I'm excited for everything we're going to be speaking about in the future. I'm sending you guys absolutely so much love, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.